This is a short demonstration of the Africultures platform. We're going to go through the various components of the platform and where the different content is presented and the data. So starting from the landing page here, this is where the visitor firstly arrives and has access to the various components. We have 4 main buttons that lead to the different components. So we can begin from the first button, the services, where all the services of the Africultures project are presented here. At this part of the platform, we can see that there is actually a list of all the available products, and together with a short presentation of the services and the products. So navigating through that list, we can go further in to the products of each service. For example, in the weather service here, we have a short presentation and a short description, and we can see also the 2 different products that constitute this service. So going even deeper, we can go to the weather forecast product and get to have some more information about this product. And at the same time, we can also have a look on the actual data of this product. There is at this point, we can see that there is a fully interactive map where the visitor can, apart from having some information at the beginning with the text, he can also navigate and explore the data in an interactive way. This is the part of actually this is the WebGIS part of the platform. So this is also autonomous, and we're going to go through that a little bit later. So through that, through this part, we can have an outlook of what is in the content of the project in terms of data and services. On a similar way, going back to the landing page, we can view the use cases. So in the case of Rwanda, for example, we can see and we can read the description and get to know what the use case is about. And at the same time, we can also find a list of the related products of the project, that the relevant projects for this use case we saw before on the presentation some. And again, here we have this WebGIS with all the relevant data preloaded for the use case that is described. As I clicked here on the list of the relevant products, we can go directly to preloaded data for this particular use case, and we can view the data through the WebGIS or through the business analytics tool that is also available as a separate component, and we can access it also from the landing page. So the business analytics tool, we can the GeoBI, we can view the data in a different way in the form of a dashboard. This serves in case of monitoring various variables. In that case, there is a sort of aggregation of the NDVI vegetation index at various scales. In that case, at an administrative level of province, I think. And we can this is serving for the purpose of showcasing that capability. So I'm going to go through that later also. Let's go. I'm trying to be fast. I don't know if I should go more thoroughly to the cases. I would like to go to the WebGIS component. So again, we can have access from the landing page, and it's actually the display geospatial catalog tool that we saw before. So here is totally empty, and we can load data, geospatial data, through the Add Data button on the top left. So we come in a catalog where all the products are grouped under the services, and inside we can see that there are the lists of the data of the products. So from here we can add on the map uh, the data, and we can explore them and play in various ways. In that case, we can see on the left on the column that there is a toolbar that we can play with the different visualization. We can play with the opacity or the zoom, or get to know a little bit more about the data about this data button here. We can get the window giving some more information and metadata related. We can export. Okay, we can remove from the list. We can also, it is interesting to see that we can move to the various, the different time that this data set is available. We can see that here we have one, we have a daily updates of this data set. We can navigate by clicking on the different dates, or we can just navigate by clicking on the arrows going next or in the previous one. Related to this time series support visualization tool, we can see on the bottom of the screen that there is the time plot there, and we can move through the time as we wish, and or we can just press the button play and get to have a short film of automatically viewing the variance, the difference, how the data evolves through time. There are also some options regarding the coloring and the visualization and the labeling. In some cases, this might be useful for making the stretching of the data, so we can focus on some values more. So this is something we can play with. Okay, if in that case I got black screen, but this changes the range of the colors, and that is also subject of that we can play with the range of the colors. There is on this under the style in the box we can see we can present, for example, in a grayscale the data. So there are some options regarding the visualization of the data. Of course, all the data, these options have been pre-selected, so to match with the content of the data. And I would also like to showcase that we can actually compare different data sets in interesting ways. For example, if we load some data regarding vegetation, take some time to load. Let me go to another simple, not so heavy. Yeah. Okay. So and I also we can also add the administrative boundaries of the country of interest. Um, in that case, in Rwanda, we can add. Okay, that's country level or province level or I don't know. Okay, depending on the interest. So we can, having preloaded those different data sets, just playing a little bit with the opacity so we know where we are on the map. We can use this split tool. Uh, so where we actually can split the screen and be able to present one data set on the right and the other on the left, for example. In that case, vegetation condition index on the right and LAI on the left. So we can, in some cases, this might be quite useful to have to be able to compare visually the data and have a to have a look on some parameters. That's particularly uh, useful for some experts that need to be able to combine this even visually. I would like also to show you that there is another functionality interesting that we can actually draw or load a polygon, uh, a spatial unit on the map, and from that we're able to get some zonal statistics regarding a particular data set that we're interested. So here on the catalog, firstly appears the zonal statistics tool. So here we can add the coordinates or we can just simply draw a polygon on the map. And we also need to select the the layer of interest. Let me refresh it. Yeah. So let's do it for the NDVI. This one has. Where is it? Yeah. Yeah. So we have the NDVI and we can just draw a polygon on the map and get back the values. We can see on the left, we can have the mean value of the NDVI for this area in that particular time, or the minimum or the maximum or the count of the pixels there. We can get some zonal statistics for that particular layer in the area of interest, or we can just load an area of interest instead of drawing. There are some other buttons regarding sharing the map. We can create a story, or we can just from the share print, we can just copy the URL and open it in another tab and have it at the same point, exactly the same setting with the map as we defined. So going on the landing page again, from the GeoPI button on the right, we leads to the business analytics tool of the project. Here we can visualize the data in different ways. I would like to go to the use case of Rwanda to present here again a dashboard in that case of the NDVI. As I mentioned before, here is particular in particular interesting for monitoring various variables and making different visualizations of the data. And so this is something that a user can prefix, can pre-made some dashboards and then being able to monitor the data every now and then, or someone can just consume the data in that way that is more convenient for, I don't know, decision-making purposes or so on. So very briefly, this is how the Africultures platform is structured. As we saw, at the parts of the WebGIS and the OGBI that are be a little bit more challenging for someone who is not so familiar with this kind of data and the science behind. But for maybe they are more useful for the experts, so they can explore the data and can do the analysis there or set more analysis on the data. But at the same time, there are some parts like the services or the use cases where someone can navigate through the content of the project and get to know what the project does and what is the potential and what data are available. And also feel free to a little bit explore the data.